everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm going to show you how to make this little gift box, which I'm going to call a slide and reveal gift box. You just pull the little tab here and it will reveal the gift inside. So this is a little bar of soap. It says a gift for you on there, so it's quite a sweet little bar of soap. But if you are going to add soap to this and maybe the packaging's not too nice, you could wrap some pattern paper around it as well. But you might have this just filled with some sweet treats. I think it'd look quite nice with all the love hearts inside if you're going to do a Valentine's make. But you could have a nice piece of jewellery in here. I think it would make a lovely table favour with the person's name at the top. Again, it's going to work for all different occasions. And then if you want to take the gift out on the side here, you've got your gift box opening, and there is the bar of soap. This was from a little independent shop. I've seen them in quite a few places there, and I know some of the department stores stock these in the UK. So if I can find any links, then I will link those below the video. I'm just going to take that back out, and then that will slide back in. That slides back down, and then it all closes up. My Nuvo drops are still drying, so I don't want to play around with it too much, but if I just bring it closer, you can see all that detail. So it's a really easy style to make. You don't have to cut the aperture. You don't have to have the pull tab. I think it'd be quite nice as a solid box at the bottom with just this nice decorative area. So lots of ways to change this up. So let's get started. Okay, so to make the box, this is my sample that I put together, which all works, and then I've got my little pull tab there as well. So I'm going to use this gorgeous pink card here that I've got. And you want to cut it so that you've got a piece of 10 3/4 by 6 3/8. Along the 10 3/4 side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 4 1/8, and 5 1/8. And then pop it along the short side, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, and 5 3/8. So next I'm going to cut my aperture. If you don't want to do this stage, and just fold and burnish all your score lines. But I've got this die here, which is 1 7/8 by 3 1/8. And you want to cut it, and I'm just holding it up so you can see all the score lines, but you want to cut it within this rectangle here. You'll have a huge big section, then you'll have your 1 inch sections, and that 1/2 inch, it's this one here. And you want to sit it in the middle of that piece. I'm just going to use some of my tape. Again, if I just bring in this, well, it's pretty much in shot anyway, but you can see, I know it's all cut, but that's that big portion. And then you've got your 1 inch section, and the bit where I've cut, and then your 1 inch and your 1/2 inch. So just make sure you're cutting into this bit here. So I'm just going to make sure I've got equal border, and just run that one through. If you've got a standard die machine, then you'll just want to fold in the 1/2 inch tab. Just fold that under and run it through. Okay, so that's all cut. Next you want to fold and burnish all of those score lines. Next we want to do some cutting. So you want to make sure you've got this 1/2 inch tab facing you, and you've got the 1 inch, and then where you've just cut your aperture. And we need to cut this here. So first of all, remove the 2 rectangles in each corner. This one you'll have the rectangle and then the little square, so just remove both parts. Okay, you just want to have this here. Then you're going to come along the side and just cut down that one there, and just free that up, and do the same on this side, but you're cutting past the first score line down to the second, and then you can just remove that piece there. So you're going to go along this side here and cut past the first score line down to the second, and again past the first score line and down to the second. So you've freed up this part, and then just remove that one there. So you should have these squares either side of this piece here. And go around this side and do the same. So cut down that one and that one. And now we've freed up this square here. I don't think I folded those score lines. Let's just go over those again. Okay, another bit of scoring I forgot to add is we need to score at 7 3/4, but you want to go past the first score line and just down to the second. Okay, if you flip it, and again 7 3/4. These are just going to be cut lines, which is what we can do next. So now you want to cut down that one, and past the first score line and down to that one. So now this end, fold those in. You want to remove that completely. But this is going to be this top portion here. I've got rid of that score line. You won't have that. See when that folds up. But this here is going to be this section here. So I'm just going to grab my scissors there and just really neatly cut down that one. I'm just removing the score line like so. Next you want to remove all of this one, so the one where you've got that little 1/2 inch tab attached, remove that completely as well. So you can just cut all the way down. Now we can cut on this side here where you've got these two pieces, just cut a wedge off of these little squares, and also off the side of this piece. You don't need to do it on the other one, but just on that one there. Okay, and then again just take a little bit off of the sides here and this one here, like so. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. So now we want to cut this slot here. That's if you want that pull piece. If you've not cut an aperture here, then you won't need that piece. But mine is 3.5 wide. And you're cutting it more into this 1 inch piece here. So from that score line, in fact, if I flip this over, I think it's going to be a bit easier for you to see. Just grab my pencil and I'm just going to, you're basically coming in about 1/4 of an inch from the score line there. Okay, so that from that pencil mark to that pencil mark is 3.5, and it just covers this frame size here. Okay, and then I'm going to take my cutting knife and I'm basically removing the score line. So I'm just going to cut right across and then just flip it and come up into this piece, and I'm just removing that score line and just join that up. There we go. So now I've got my slot. I've then cut myself a piece of acetate, which is 3.5 by 2.5, and I'm going to just cover the 4 sides with some double-sided tape. And then I'm just going to place that. Okay, so I'll give that a clean in a moment. So now what's going to happen is this will all fold up here. This is all going to stick together on the left-hand side. So we'll stick all of that together. That will stick to the back, but this side will stay open. And then we can slot all of this in, like so. You can see how that's all going to look. So now we need to make the little pull tab. I've just popped this open there. I think it looks really sweet. I mean, if you don't even want to have the pull piece, you just have the acetate. It looks nice as well. So to make this one here, this is a piece of 2 5/8 by 3 3/4. And you want to come in 1/4 of an inch from each side. So 1/4 of an inch. Like so, and then again. And then just join those markers up, like so. And then I think I just came up about 3/8. And again, this side here, and then just join that up. So you're just creating your little stoppers here. Okay, so you should have something like that. You're then going to cut in and then down. Like so. Rub that out if you want. I'm just going to flip mine over because you're not going to see any of that. But you want to add this in before we stick everything else down. So it's going to go in. We can add the pull like so. I'm going to cover mine with pattern paper. But you want to make sure that it can go all the way down without losing it. We'll add our little pull tab in a sec, but that will slide up and then it will stop just behind the frame there. So I'm going to cover this with this pattern paper here, which I thought matches really nicely. I'm going to use my construction glue because that will make it nice and strong. I've just used my 1-inch punch there, and I've just heat embossed the word pull, and I'm going to stick that one just behind. I'm going to use the construction glue. It's going to take a little bit longer, but once it does dry, that'll be secure. So just pop that there and just slide that one. Pop that one over the top, just make sure it's in the middle. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that to dry for a second. Now we can start sticking it together. So this piece, you just have to pop through the slot there, okay? Flip it over, and you want to add your glue to this 1/2-inch tab. I'm going to use my quick grab glue here. Although it's a textured surface, it should still hold it in place. Or use your red tape, your double-sided tapes, like so. And then you're going to fold this over along with that 1-inch piece there. Okay, I'll just bring this back so you can see what I've done there. So now when I bring that up, you can see we've got that box coming together. Okay, now that's going to fall down until your gift's in there. So I'm going to add my soap because it's actually going to be easier for me to shape everything around it. But you can see now how that will hold it all in place. I'm wondering actually, yeah, I might take a little bit off because I don't think I like it sticking out the top there. Yeah, I thought I had that so it would just disappear under. What I'm going to have to do, that's still a little bit wet, isn't just going to. I'm going to leave all this in the video just so you can see if you get the same thing. But I need to take a slither off. Let's see if that's still tacky enough to stick behind. And now try that again. I could still take another little bit off. I need to get it right, otherwise it will bug me. Maybe I was just a little bit off with my measuring. There we go, that's better. So it makes it a lot easier to hold now. So with this side, you want to stick that one down first. Add my glue. And then I'm going to pop down the sides. A bit more glue. And then stick that one down there. So that's nice and neat. And now this side, you can just pop the sides in there. If it's too snug, then just trim. So I've got it's a little bit too snug. I'm going to trim a little bit off of there and a little bit off that side. I don't want it popping out. There we go. Just need to get it kind of in there once it knows where to go. So now when I pull that, it reveals your little gift, but they can obviously open it from the side as well. I just thought it was something a little bit different. You know, I like to make quirky packagings. Now for this here, I thought it'd be quite nice just to have another kind of sentiment or something there. So I'm going to decorate the bottom here with, I've got some of these hearts left over, so I think I'm going to have a couple of hearts there and maybe a little die cut sentiment. But I thought about having the main sentiment here. So I'm going to have a little look through my stash and see what I've got. So you would have just seen me decorate all of this. So I've used the Sending Love sentiment and the little Hugs and Kisses heart here. It's a lovely set, this one. It's part of that Sent with Love, which matches the papers. And I've just heat embossed the Sending Love on the top there. And then I've used white embossing powder for the heart at the bottom. You can see when you lift that up, it says a little gift just for you on the soap. What you could also do, if you're popping a soap bar in here like me, is wrap, whatever the design is, wrap it with the paper. So whatever, you know, pad you're using to decorate here or anywhere else, wrap some of that paper around there as well, if you wanted to do that. And then I'm going to, I've already added all these hearts, but I want to add some more dimension and texture. So I'm going to use these are the jewel drops. So they're slightly translucent. So this is Pink Aura and Sea Breeze. And I think those colours will match perfectly. The hearts are all from the Nestable hearts there as well. So I'm just going to add... Always test them first on a piece of scrap because sometimes they can come out with like air bubbles. So it's always worth just seeing how they look. But yeah, they're nice little colours. I'm just going to add just a couple of different sizes. Just tiny little specks. They will self-level. You might have to tap the back. Some of them are thicker than others. And also if the temperature's colder, then that will impact the way that they set as well. So if I just bring that up now a little bit closer, that's my pull and reveal little gift box there. I think it's quite fun. And then on the back, what I might do actually is add a little finger pull. So just take that soap out for a minute. Don't let that come out. I'm just going to use, careful of those Nuvo drops because they're still drying, but I'm just going to punch a little finger pull there. There we go. And that just means now it's much easier for the person to get the gift out. Again, it's a great table favour because you could personalise this with the person's name and then have their little gift that they reveal. I think it's really sweet. So I hope you've enjoyed another fun little Valentine's make from me today. As always, I'll try and link the product that I've used in the description box below, and I'll have some other fun little gift boxes popping up now that you might want to watch next. And if you've enjoyed today and you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss out on any future videos. See you all again soon. Bye.